Hey everyone, welcome to Filter Free Florida, the channel where I show you a view of Florida from a 9th generation Floridian that doesn't use filters, forced perspectives, fancy angles, or anything else that most people do to get views. It's just me, my cell phone, and you the viewer. But I had a video last night with a friend of mine, Will, and we talk about Smugglers Run like the video before promised. And in that video, I offer you a chance to win one of these or all four: Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, and Dasani. And something has happened since that video that I want to talk about. Since these are called thermal detonator Cokes and they look like bombs, even though they're plastic, you are no longer allowed to take them in your airline luggage. So I'm expecting the price of those to start just way up. I'm sure they're going to keep going up until probably, my guess is $40 for a $6 Coke. But that doesn't affect me at all. The price at Disney is going to be the same, but I might not be able to mail that to you. So if that is the case, I will check with you and see if there's something else I can get you that would be a good substitute. So secondly, Hurricane Dorian is out there. Currently, Dorian is around Puerto Rico, last I checked, and is a Category 1 hurricane. It could get stronger, up to a Cat 3 they're expecting. It also could weaken. We really don't know until tomorrow. But if you happen to be out in Florida from Sunday night into Monday night, please be careful. Don't do anything rash or stupid. I have dogs, so I understand you might need to go out there. If you have to go outside, get back inside as soon as possible. Thirdly, go into my Facebook. It's also called Filter Free Florida. It's a page that I made, and it's going to have an album on there about food and wine. I'm going to be out at Food and Wine on Saturday, so if you see something in that album on the menus that you want me to check out for you, just put it on either Facebook or in the comments below, and I will try to see if it's good. I'll take a picture for you. I might even do like a little video spin around so you can see it from all angles, and I'll let you know my perspective on the food, and Bosbet, my wife's as well. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the coming video, and take it away, guys. Hey everyone, this is Will, the guy who got me into the Galaxy's Edge preview, and we figured we'd go over Smugglers Run today. But first off, I want to see if you wanted to add anything from the last video or what you thought of Galaxy's Edge in total.
Galaxy's Edge was just, the theming was what blew me away. It's just, you walk in and it's like you're just somewhere else. They did a really good job with it. And then, of course, Moof Juice.
Yes, Moof Juice is really good.
It's really good.
We were actually, when we were in it, I started to talk about this in the last video, but every time we were taking a drink of it, we were yelling "Moof,"
Yeah.
and we were like attracting attention of the other tables, and it was great. But actually, when we were talking about the immersiveness, we were talking about how awesome it is that Chewbacca is the only one with an attendant. I started to mention that in the last video, but I didn't actually get out what I wanted to say. But Chewbacca can't speak English, so he has the attendant. But no one else had an attendant, right? It wasn't just me?
No, there were some...
Or at least a visible attendant. That's probably a better way to put it.
There were some First Order troopers walking around independently. Rey was just on her own. It was really cool.
I heard that Kylo is actually going to be around as well, independently, and then he will probably gather up the stormtroopers, and then that's what that stage was for. I've seen some announcements on that, so I'm really excited to see how it turns out. The language really is in a little bit of everything, and we spent the better part of 10 minutes on that, just on the it is gone water fountain.
Yes, yeah, okay. I wasn't quite sure. Yeah,
the water fountain in that creature. We spent a long time in front of that thing trying to figure out how it worked.
Yeah, it was very cool. And then we started translating the
it's like danger, and we're like, oh
yeah. Oh man, yeah, that was really cool. When we had first entered and we stopped at the water fountains, and a couple of us were drinking from the water fountains, and then I think it was Arya, my sister, was like, "There's something in there," and we're like, "What?"
Yeah, no, there's nothing in there. All of a sudden, this
eye just pops out of the tank, And then, so we came back to check that out because it was really cool. We wanted to read the language, and we wanted to see if it did anything else. And yeah, they have this
water bottle filler.
Yeah, water bottle filler, and if you use that, he like comes way up.
Yeah,
in
like
the tank.
overhead. Like I remember he was like way up there. But the other thing I wanted to mention real quick before we get into Smugglers Run is I wanted your opinion on whether it's better or worse than Pandora. And I wanted to see what you said before I said anything else on it.
I think that's a tough one. There were some really cool elements in Pandora, in the Navi River journey. Mm-hmm. The animatronics were really cool in it, but Smugglers Run, I think Smugglers Run is just a little bit cooler.
I honestly, personally think it's the best ride Disney's put out in a long time.
Yeah, it's very cool. They have the same level of animatronics when you enter, mm-hmm. and I think I would agree with you there.
Yeah, because I was going to mention it in the last video that Pandora doesn't have that depth. Avatar doesn't have 8, almost 9 videos to run off of. Right. Not to mention the Star Wars story stuff, mm-hmm. and so it's all visually stunning, but there's not that level of depth there. There's not a language involved, mm-hmm. and everything else. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the Smugglers Run. Smugglers Run is the first ride that is out at Galaxy's Edge. And so basically what happens is that you are captaining the Millennium Falcon temporarily and smuggling. I mean, that's why it's called Smugglers Run. But what they mean by smuggling is blatant thievery
yeah.
of something that can kill you. And you can actually fail in the ride. We didn't. Well, we didn't succeed, but we didn't fail. We succeeded to an extent.
Yeah, there's various levels of success.
And I've heard that the farther you go, the longer you can, like the more you succeed, the longer the ride is. But both times, I do think our 2 times were different a little bit by mm-hmm. a few minutes. First time we got, 27%?
Yeah.
And then the second time we got 40. So we'll actually go through how the ride works. You're going behind the Millennium Falcon into a company, basically, and you're being recruited, right?
Yeah. You go into the queue, and then he's a character from
Clone Wars.
I think it's Star Wars Rebel,
and he has this really amazing animatronic, and even the fingers move at some point. Like it's really complicated. You can just appreciate it. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, I think you're going to have fun with this ride. Mm. But then you... and even there's a screen at one point, and hopefully I can get a picture of it from one of my other friends, and it shows the Millennium Falcon leaving the pod bay that it was in outside of the ride and going over the building and landing to where you are supposed to meet up with it. It's really cool. And then you work your way into the Millennium Falcon, and there's a waiting area. The queue in this place is amazing because it's kind of like almost a restaurant beeper system, but it's not.
Yeah. That's a unique aspect of the queue.
And there's a photo opportunity or two there. I'm predicting personally that they will have a photo attendant there that'll take photos, because you can sit with that weird like alien chessboard.
Yes,
that is.
Yeah, I hope that's right. I hope that's true, because that's brilliant. That would When we were in there the whole time, people were just like
and handing each other their phones. It'd be so much easier if Disney, if you watched this. Which why would you watch this? But if you did, put a photo attendant in there.
Yeah, seriously.
Because it would help everything. You can just sit there with your magic band and just boop on the thing and be done. And then afterwards, you end up in the cockpit, and there's 6 of you. And it's... What they don't tell you is the pilots are based on the characters roughly. So the main pilot that deals with the left and right is in the Han Solo seat, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's varying importance, kind of, depending on which side you're sitting on as a pilot. At least that was our experience.
The first time we went, I was on the Chewbacca pilot side, which is the left side, and I controlled up and down, and it's with this lever like this, and you have a few buttons that you can use for boosters. And then then we had Sky with us on the Han Solo seat. And we lucked out in going with 6 people that we at least knew pretty well enough that if we needed to yell at each other, we could.
Right. Yeah.
Not that we did the first time because we were too terrified.
Yeah.
We're like, we're gonna fail.
What's going on?
And Sky was saying that like the whole time she literally like couldn't acknowledge the other buttons because the first time you're on it, it's just a sheer shock of I'm flying the Millennium Falcon, and then the other one controls left or right. And then there's the gunners, which protect you from the different TIE fighters and everything else.
Yes.
And also, that's what I forgot to mention. You're going after a train with supplies, and that's what you're smuggling from. And so the gunners also will shoot these cars off, and they'll fall off, and then the
engineers fire these harpoons. You got to line up your shot. You fire the harpoons, and then you
rip the car off, basically.
Yeah, you rip the car off and carry it back.
And that's how you gather credits, and that's how you can fail, because as the Millennium Falcon takes damage, the engineers are also supposed to repair it. But if you don't repair it fast enough, then the ride will shut down, and he basically escorts you. I'm skipping a part. The guy who is the animatronic in the very beginning, who I will eventually find the name and put it on the screen because I don't want to sound like an idiot and have trolls bug me. But anyway, he also is there with you on the screen. Hopefully I can also find a picture of that. And he's the one who actually gathers up this resource.
It's like some kind of energy, like a battery.
Some
MacGuffin.
Basically.
Yeah. It's just like this. The reason for the ride. Go get it.
Yeah, and each of those is worth a certain amount of credits, and I think he even mentions in the ride that if it falls or something, it's worth less. Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, he's like, you get deductions. You have to pay for any repairs. So if you have a good engineer, then you get less taken off your total. Mm-hmm. So like it's each aspect of it factors in.
The second time through, you were the pilot.
Yes.
And what were you the first time? Were you a gunner or were you
I was an engineer.
Did you do what I did then? Because the second time I was an engineer, we kind of like switched places. Mm. And literally when it lights up as you go along. And so it just got to this one point where I wasn't looking at the screen. I was literally just seeing this wall of buttons and just going... I didn't even know... And the gunners actually have it, I think, the easiest. So if you are looking for a spot that you're sitting there going, I am a little either afraid of failing or you don't really care about the Star Wars universe that much, which, let's face it, as you go to Disney, a lot of the kids and certain people are really into Star Wars, but a lot aren't still. And so if you want to still be with the group, I recommend going with the gunner because you can actually set an autopilot or auto
aim. So you just push a button and it fires.
Yeah, you're just sitting there pushing the button. Although one of our people, Sky again actually, realized that you can just hold the button and it will continuously fire for you. So little life hack, I guess. And then at the end, like we said, it will basically count up how much of that resource you got versus how much damage the Millennium Falcon took. Yeah, it's so fast. It goes bump, 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 final score. And the final score is what you see at the end. It's kind of like Buzz Lightyear's Ranger Spin.
Yes.
And we didn't get past 40%. So this ride could probably go on for a while because we were in there for 8 minutes almost one time?
Yeah. The first time it was a little weird. Once you collect your MacGuffin, you come back into the dock or the spaceport, and he was doing the rundown, and then he said something about some kind of life form had attached.
Yeah,
they had done a scan.
It was kind of like Dinosaur, where like something tagged along with you.
Yeah.
When the old Dinosaur ride, and a lot of you that be watching this probably don't know this, but at the old Dinosaur ride, you had someone follow along with you. I think they still do it, but they don't actually show it. It used to be like this inflatable dinosaur on the back of your machine, and you'd look back, and there's the dinosaur right there. But now it's done with a screen, and it's kind of the same thing. You're in the Millennium Falcon, and it shows the scan start up, and it seemed like they cut the video off.
Yeah, there was some kind of weird interruption there, and then he stopped like mid-sentence and then everything shut off.
And they opened the door. It probably was just because it was a cast member preview and they were trying to pump people through the ride. Because the second time, I don't think it happened.
No.
But there also wasn't anything along for the ride. It was like, I think he mentioned that he like scratched his face or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, another scar or something like that. Anyway. But what I wanted to say before this video gets too long is I've heard that the credits that you earn at the end are actually going to be important, that they'll keep track of them for you multiple times of coming into the park, that the credits will be worth not something of value, but whether you owe money or not, characters might know that in the park and come to try to get their money. Because I noticed that when we were at a photo pass, there's plenty of photo pass opportunities at Galaxy's Edge, by the way. I did not mention that in the first video, and I feel like that needs to be said now. I think there's like 7 different points just between the Millennium Falcon and the and Kylo's ship, which I can't remember the name of, but they're like all lined up along there. And I'm sure there's going to be plenty more, but they said that as long as you don't owe money, you're fine. And it was after the first time we went through, and I was like, that's really a weird thing for a cast member to say. And then I was talking with other cast members that had gone, and apparently if you owe money, people will like stop and talk to you eventually and say, hey, you owe such and such this many credits. Or if you have a bunch of credits, they might come after you to try to steal your credits or something like that, since it's a smuggler's den kind of thing. But is there sorry, go ahead.
No, I was I wonder if that's that's like a Magic Band kind of link thing.
Kind of like when you go through certain rides, it'll say like, "Hey, how's it going, Thomas?" Because I was an idiot and put Thomas on my Magic Disney Experience name band thing, and yeah, that was a dumb decision. So according to Disney, I'm Thomas, and it will never change ever. I've tried. So yeah, it would be something like that. And also it apparently will also apply to the hotel, they're guessing. This is nothing that's like set in stone, but this is all speculation from other cast members that it might link into the hotel, which is, did you hear the prices on that, by the way?
No.
$3,300 a night per person. It's basically a cruise line. That's what they're treating it as, is that it's an intergalactic cruise line. But that'll be another video when we actually get more info, because that won't be out for another couple years. So, but all I know is that it is expensive to the point where I don't know if I'm going to go.
Yeah. maybe drop by, visit.
Yeah, just kind of pop your head in and be like, oh, wow. And then leave.
Yeah. If it's anything like Galaxy's Edge, then we'll definitely want to go see it.
It's supposed to be more than Galaxy's Edge. It's supposed to be completely immersive. You are separated from the outside world. They even said that the shuttles are going to be different. Leaving. They have a name for it. I can't remember. I'll also include that name in for the hotel because they announced that at D23. You're actually in like a space freighter. So basically you're like a space cruise line. That's what this hotel is. And it has landed in Florida. But anyway, is there anything else that you'd like to add? I feel like we kind of hit everything.
Yeah, it was a very cool experience. I was glad to be able to do it when the lines weren't, 8 hours long.
We got a 5-minute line. That was insane.
Fantastic. That was towards the end of the night.
Yeah, it was. But if anyone out there has a better time, go ahead and put it in the comments. If you get under 5 minutes, I'll send you something. I don't know what. I'll find something Galaxy's Edge related and send it to you. It probably won't be anything big because right now I'm poor. Speaking of which, you guys saw this Coke here last time, and I just wanted to say that if I put out a number, just any number.
Are you feeling optimistic?
Hopefully. Let's go with a hopeful optimism.
You want to do like 75?
Yes. 75 is okay. Let's see. What day is it now? It's the 27th, which I'm going to be putting this video out now. Galaxy's Edge will release in 2 days. Currently on eBay, these Cokes are going for $25 a piece. So like I said before, I don't think the $5.50 is 100% worth it because you're getting less Coke than somewhere outside. But that's just me. If you guys really like this stuff, tell you what, if you subscribe and comment that you subscribed, or say something in there about that, like you can tell me anything about the video that you want, or if you want to know anything else about Galaxy's Edge, I'm actually going to be out in the parks on opening weekend during Labor Day weekend. So if you want me to go check things out or get video of something or a picture of something, just let me know. If you do that, though, mention that you have subscribed or have subscribed already, and I'll double check it. And if I hit 75, well, let's see, I'm currently at 12 as of the making of this video. I was at 12. So yeah, 75 subscribers. I will send you all 4, which is Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, and Dasani. It'll be $25 out of my pocket, but according to eBay, that is worth $80. And I think that's a pretty good value for a like and a subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah, share so that other people will subscribe so that we can do this.
Again, yeah, the more you guys like this and share it, that shows us whether it's worthwhile, because I'd love to bring you back on for more things, because, like I said, he's a cast member, but he also has been pretty much all over the state with me at different times. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to do more of these videos, and Will and I tend to have a pretty flexible schedule when it comes to that kind of thing. So we'd like to show you more. So yeah, like I said, like, subscribe. You can get a prize. Actually, tell you what, I will send you this particular Coke one if you were under 5 minutes. That's a good one. I'll send the other 4.
If you have a wait time for the
and proof. Don't just say, "Oh, I got 3 minutes." Like, actually show proof of under 5 minutes. I don't know if they're gonna be able to prove that. Well, I'm sorry if you can't.
If you can get 5 minutes.
If you can match 5 minutes and show proof of your face with it in the background, not just either our picture or someone else's from the internet, I will send you this one. If you like and subscribe and you're the lucky person out of the 75, I will send you the complete set. Is there anything else you want to throw in? Any shout out to his entire family. They're the entire family actually who took me. It was his brother. Do you want to say their names? I don't know.
So my brother Ben, my mom, they're both cast members as well. My sister was there along for the ride, and then our dear friend Sky, and then of course Jacob.
Yep, it was a lot of fun. And was there anything you want to add about the food? That's what I was going to ask. Besides some juice.
The desserts were great.
Yes, I didn't go over that at all in the last video, did I?
I don't remember.
Eh.
I know you talked about the sausage roll. That was good too.
Yeah, sausage roll was good. I got mine with the sauce. You got it without. And I honestly, I'd recommend it either way. But there's the 2 desserts that are at the Loading Bay 5, isn't that what it's called? Or Docking Bay 5? I think it's one of those 2. There's 2 desserts. One's like a chocolate raspberry dome thing, which is really good. And then the other one was...
It was like a passion fruit. It was more fruity kind of thing.
That's also good. Go with that.
I like the first one, the chocolate one, better.
Yeah.
But that's...
Yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a like. It actually helps with the algorithm, and it makes me know whether you actually enjoyed this video. And let me know if you want me to check anything out in the area. It doesn't have to be Disney. It can be Universal, SeaWorld. I have access to all of those. And if it's something else around the state, I actually am going to be doing a video on the local springs that are around my hometown. And then I have some videos of both things around Orlando food-wise and outside of Orlando, both north and south, that people, when they're coming to visit Central Florida, could go to. And those will be coming out in the coming weeks. But if there's anything you want to see, just let me know. And I will talk to y'all soon.
Moof juice.